I can see you now.
Sorry, my computer just decided he wanted to have all the possible updates just,
Yeah, it's normal.
2 minutes before 4, and it took 12 minutes to get everything sorted. I was like, they're banging on this bloody thing. Here I am. Sorry, I'm really sorry.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. All good.
Yeah, all the updates now.
Oh, sorry once again. I'm always there 5 minutes before, so it's like.
Yeah, I remember I had an interview once and I had an update, but it was the operating system, and it was an hour before. I was like, okay, it's good enough for, it's enough time.
No, it wasn't. I know. Sometimes I just keep it. I just let. The other thing is that I don't know why, but the moment you if you leave it open, on, there's always no problem. The moment you switch it off and then you switch it on, then all the antivirus and things and that they take the chance to literally take control of everything, and you're just stuck there looking at the screen, saying, "Hello, come on." So yeah. Anyhow, here we are.
Yeah, let's talk about the new Tygers records, Bloodlines. How do you guys feel about the album?
Oh, great! Absolutely great. We're receiving already really good reviews, and it's that time of the promotion where where you are both excited and at the same time you're a bit nervous because you don't know. It's the time where people will listen to it and will give their their opinion on it, and but so far so good. Yeah, it's been I'm happy. Yeah, I have to be honest. Meaning we've been working very hard for this one, and it means a lot to us. So also because it's the first one after COVID. It's the first one with a new lineup. There's so many new things going on. So good.
Was all these new things, ended up exciting the band to write?
Well, I keep on saying this on interviews. When you're looking at hindsight, and that's the magic. I think that's the magical thing about life is that we have to thank COVID because it allowed us to have more time to concentrate on the songwriting, more time to to work on the song and to arrange them and to go into details. And obviously, when you leave that, when we were leaving that moment, everybody locked in the house. We were not happy at all because we wanted to. There were so many gigs. There were so many gigs planned that they got cancelled, and there was no way to get together. That was the other really weird thing because there was no way to get together. Because there was even when in 2021 when we tried to check out if we could fly to England, and there was no way. No, it was too complicated. It was everything. So, but then here we are now in 2023, and we say, that was good. It helped us having not to tour, having not being distracted by anything. Actually, the only thing we would like to do was record. Was writing song and sharing ideas, because it was the first time ever since I joined the band that we had more than 20 songs to pick from, and we ended up recording 12, 13 with Red Mist that was used for the EP. But we ended up using 13 new songs, and 10 are in the album, 2 are there. Just we recorded it, and I think 1 is going to go on the Japanese version, because Japanese always want to have a bonus track so they can charge you more money to have it, but it's not our fault. So yeah, we're happy, and I think we are in good company, because I keep saying that, being also a listener and a record collector, as you can see, there's a lot of bands that have benefit from COVID, because they broke that kind of routine of new album touring, and they had more time to write new songs. And obviously, if you have more time, you might come up with better songs, because you don't you can think about them instead of having what we have, these 10 songs. Okay, what should we record? These 10 songs. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I think that I know, a lot of bands, they really took advantage of this COVID break, to work on the songs, not rushing things, and
Yeah.
to be able to work on little details that sometimes, could escape because they have the pressure of having to deliver the record to the label, and then we have a tour, and
No, we were happy because on the other hand, the record label were very supportive because it allowed us to. Well, we released a compilation, and that was the record label idea. It was the record label idea. Sorry, phone call, which is disturbing, and I have to write that I'm not available. But the record label were very supportive because again during COVID we just before COVID we had Ritual out because it was out in November 2019. So in 2020, in a way or another, we kept on on promoting the way we could Ritual, but then it was clear that we needed something, and luckily enough we had the compilation coming out, and that gave us a little bit of exposure. We managed to put some extra songs there that that were either not they were just released on like a B-side of a 7-inches, so not many people had the chance to listen to it. And again, but that was the record label idea. So, and that was great. That was great because it kept the attention on us going, and gave us time to concentrate on the new songs, and that's we recorded everything. I think I was trying to think when we recorded. I recorded the album like was it August, September? This Bloodlines. So everything was ready, almost like because nowadays you need to have the record ready 9 months before, so that you can promote it along before it. So we have 3 singles, and so a lot of stuff going on before, because basically when it's out, you have to build the expectations, and when it's out, it's like it's within I think a couple of months it's old, and unless you tour, which hopefully we do, because otherwise it would be dead. The record is over. So it's more about the building up the expectation, and building up the giving the people just little bits and pieces of the albums to and hopefully hope that they will then buy it or stream it all, and eventually come to gigs. That's it.
And one of the things now as well, because when bands put the, release vinyl, vinyl now takes longer to make, because the factories had issues with whatever was missing. And
there was just because there was very little when vinyl started going back, into fashion. There were very few factories all over the world. Meaning in Europe, I think there's a couple in Germany, a couple in Poland. And I think that there's a couple in Italy too, but that's it. That's it. So all the record labels, they kind of go boom, and sometimes you have to pre-book. I heard some record labels, they pre-book, even though they don't have the album, they don't have the master physically, but they pre-book their schedule to the factory, so that that's my space. You can't sell it.
It's crazy. It's but yeah, I guess like vinyl is fashionable again. Every band, every artist now wants to release the album on vinyl, and it's fine with me. I'm a collector. I still buy them anyway. So I think it's always worth the wait. And the lyrics for this record, I know Back for Good was inspired by miners.
Yeah, which is strange, I know. Well, it sounds like, what, miners? Oh, well, I know, but
tell me the story.
You can't guide inspiration, meaning inspiration comes, you have to follow it.
Yeah.
And
But how did you, what was the thought behind,
The thing is very, in a way, it's simple because when I stay in England, when I stay in England, when I'm based in England, every time I'm based in England, I normally stay at the drummer's house, and he lives in Featherstone, which is a small village town that is not far away from, let's say, the biggest city that is there. It's Leeds, okay, and that area of North Yorkshire was had a lot, was basically Featherstone was a miners' village, okay, like a lot of other villages. So there's when you get to Featherstone, there's a huge monument about them, and which is right in front of a big supermarket where we go to get something to eat. So I think that was the inspiration. I don't know why. I don't know, and I never asked myself why, because there's a part of my brain that I don't want to investigate too much how it works, because I might get scared to know too much details about that side of my brain. But basically, is that probably I got that song, and especially the beginning of the song with the bass and then the guitar melody. It reminded me of a little bit of a siren, and a little bit maybe also of like a workers chant. So that's why I put the So and I don't know why, but I got that. When you get a song like that, I just closed my eyes and I thought about some miners coming out. They hear the siren, so the shift is finished, and they're walking back towards the light.
Yeah.
And that's and the back for good is like I'm back for good, meaning I'm alive, because obviously Miner's life was a bit of an everyday risk. So back for good has no relation with Take That, because a lot of people thought there was a Take That cover. No, it's not. It's not. But it's the back for actually. Back for good. If I have to think about a vinyl or an album, I wouldn't think about the Take That thing, but I would have thought about Jim Steinman's solo album that was released between Battle of Hell and Dead Ringer from Meat Loaf. So that and it was called Back for Good, and that was it. So that's where it come from. But I was in Italy, meaning I was not in front of the monument or anything. But all of a sudden, I had the music. I closed my eyes. I thought of that, and then I had, I might be. It might have been there because I've been passing this monument so many times that they got stuck in my mind, and
when inspiration shows up, we just say thank you.
Oh yeah, but I'll tell you a secret. Sometimes, I'm the kind of singer that when it comes down to write lyrics and melodies, I tend to concentrate on. Melody for me is the most important thing. So the first thing I need to, I don't have a book where I write lyrics. When something new arrives, all I could do, I concentrate on finding a melody. And then most of the time, the melody comes along with some words. And I don't know what those words where those words come from. And it's all about finding the words that matches better the melody, that makes the melody more and more, I would say, functional.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not the kind of songwriter that has a poem and wants to sometimes force the poem to squeeze into the music. No, music. This is a song. I want people to sing. That's my goal. My ultimate goal is to have the audience seeing, when I go play live, see the audience singing the songs. Yeah. That's the best reward I can ever have. So I'm working to make that possible. Yeah. That's my goal. And so I try to find the words that kind of help the melody be as strong as possible. And sometimes I actually finished the lyrics, and I'll just, I look at I look at the, at the paper, or look at the computer screen, and I say, "What the hell I wrote? Does this have any meaning?" And then I start, and at that point I say, "Oh yeah, maybe." And sometimes I need help. I send it to Craig and say, "Craig, are these lyrics any do these lyrics mean anything to you?" Because they work, they work, but I'm not sure people can get them. So, but it's so that's it. And the other thing, I'm not, I'm a great fan of Bob Dylan, but I'm not Bob Dylan. I leave to others to be, to be poets. Yeah. I'm not a poet. I'm a rock singer, and I know that, and I know the difference. I know the absolute difference. I like to entertain. I don't want to make people think too much.
Yeah, I understand that, especially because at the end of the day, English is not your first language, and it's people always wonder. It's difficult to write in a language, even though like you probably listen to English speaking bands all the time, just like me, but it's different when you're born and raised in a native.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, but I've learned English in a very, I would say, unique and special way, because I didn't learn it in school, or I learned it in school, but not in an Italian school, because way back in the 70s, the middle 70s, around 1977, my father got an working offer and we as a family moved to India. So I moved to India, and obviously in New Delhi, and in New Delhi there was not an Italian school. There was only two schools. One was a British school and one was an American school. The American school was too expensive. Let's put it this way. So the English school was more affordable, even for so for my family. So I was literally put in a school not knowing a single word of English. And it was a school where there were a few Italians, but there were classes where there were people coming from all over the world, and the only language was English. So believe it or not, I stood and kept myself silent for 6 months, not saying a single word, just drawing. And then I started to speak. But I started speaking because obviously I wanted to, there was a need. I needed to communicate with my, with my friends. And that's the reason why also I don't have I'm 100% Italian, but I don't have an Italian, that typical Italian accent when you speak English, because I learn it by listening to people coming from all over the world. And depending if I go to America, or if I go to England, or if I go somewhere else, I tend to take, because that's the way I learn it by listening, I tend to take the accent. So when I go to England and I go to North Yorkshire and sometimes to Newcastle, I tend to get that, to immediately kind of get that accent. And the best reward I had when I was in Florence, in my hometown here in Italy, and I helped out some tourists that were looking for some places, and they looked at me and say, "Why do you have a Geordie accent?" And I say, because you're Italian, but you have a Geordie accent. And Geordie accent is a typical accent from the north of England. I said, "Oh, well, it's a long story, blah, 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 blah." But that was my best reward, because somebody understood that I had that particular one. It made me feel like a real tiger, meaning I'm a Geordie now. But that's it. So I learn English by listening and listening. And even though I'm Italian, and I have obviously I have a great respect for the Italian music. I am an English. My favorite music comes from England and America.
Yeah.
And so for me, singing is in English. I really struggle to sing in Italian. Meaning there's nothing has been released of me singing in Italian, because when I sing in Italian, I sing like an English pretending to sing in Italian, which is the weirdest thing ever. But I sing like a strange, because when it comes down to singing, everything I'm so used to singing English that I don't feel comfortable in my own language.
Yeah,
I don't sound.
Yeah, but makes sense if if you grew up in a different, if you had studied in a different place, like in India, in a British school, because I was picking up the accent, the English side of it was coming out in some of the words, and I was like, okay, this is someone that's it's not living 100% of the time in Italy. It's someone that's been in England quite a lot, because
the strange things when I start, because I don't know why, but when I start speaking in English, my tone, normally when I speak in Italian, I have a kind of high pitch tone when I speak in Italian. When I speak in English, because probably I have to speak slower, I get that kind of a little bit like David Coverdale, hello, this is David Coverdale.
But
when people that they know me so well, they hear me speaking, they're speaking in English on the phone, they go, wow, you change completely your voice. And I say, yeah, because I have to think, it's more concentrated. I had to concentrate to get the words out.
I have family in Ireland and been going there for like 19 years. And one of the things I realize is when I'm there, I tend to talk slower as well, because I want the words to come out properly. Because as Portuguese, I speak way fast. When I'm speaking Portuguese, and the words, just tangled. But in English, if I try to speak fast, I won't be able to understand myself. Then they won't understand.
I know what you mean. Yeah. That's it. So apparently I have a sexier voice when I speak in English. Apparently, I'm not aware of this, but I can see by the look of people, they know me, say, "Ooh, you have a sexier voice when you speak in English." I say, "Okay, thank you, appreciate it."
And going back to Bloodlines, there's a few tracks that really stand out. One of them for me is "Fire on the Horizon," which is heavy metal one-on-one, fast-paced and great melodies as well. Love the song.
Oh, I'll report this to Francesco, the guitar player, Francesco Maras. That's 100% his song. Meaning he came up with the whole concept, with a song basically ready. We have to say, basically the demo of that song was basically ready, and he had also the idea of Fire of the title, and I actually didn't have the time to start working on the song. That Craig, the drummer, who's the one who together with me shares the duty of writing melodies and lyrics, I like the song, and within 2 days he said, "Oh, forget it, Jack. I've done everything. You just have to sing it." Okay, fair enough. I got it. Sorry. Okay, and to be honest, that kind of thing, it led to the writing of A New Heartbeat, because A New Heartbeat is again a Francesco's idea.
It's the other
one. Me saying, "You're not giving that to Craig. That's mine. I'm going to sing on that. I'm going to write the lyrics and the melodies on that. I want to be, I would say it's a kind of like productive competition. We say he's done that. I want to do mine. So that's the song."
Yeah, the New Heartbeat was another outstanding song that I had, taken note as well.
Yeah, but that's the good thing about that's the thing about being competitive in a productive way. Yeah. Meaning, and there's something special about some songs. Meaning, when you hear a song and you immediately get a connection. That's what happened to me with A New Heartbeat. Meaning, I heard the song, Francesco sent me the song, and I immediately, got kind of a very, very, very strong feeling about it. And I thought that the song had also like all the dramatic elements. So it's a song that starts a little bit like it's a song that kind of, it starts sad, or it starts with kind of with a kind of more dramatic, like I would say, dramatic beginning, and then the chorus is uplifting. It's like there is a chance, and that's what I heard straight away, and that's why I said it's that, and that's why I wrote. In that case, I wrote those lyrics. Right, obviously they were kind of inspired by COVID, but at the same time, it's like, just we can make it together. It's a song of the type of song that we can make it together.
Yeah.
We can make it together, and we can, and also the other thing is that we can learn. That's very important. I think we can learn from what happened, and say we can learn from the past, or we can learn from the present. If we from the struggle of the present to and to become a better persons, better, to have a better, I would say, a better conscience about what's going on in the world. Yeah. It doesn't seem to work because we go from COVID to wars and whatever is going to come next, but we're trying.
Taste of Love is another one that
Taste of Love. Well, Taste of Love. Oh wow, Taste of Love. I have to say I've never been a ballad kind of fan.
Yeah.
Meaning sometimes, most of the time, when it comes to the ballad, I just find even great songs. There's just a few ballads that really, really can really impress me. And that song, that song was all guitar, meaning the beginning of the song was all with acoustic guitar, and it was Rob who suggested to put the piano. So Rob came up with the idea of, hey, how about the intro and the first part of the song having a piano playing, having the part played by piano, and I asked a friend of mine from Florence, from a band I know, to come up with, giving him the chords and just try to get, try to find the thing, and but it's probably one of my favorite on the album now. So I'm very proud of myself, because I'm normally not a great fan of ballads, but I like that ballad, and I'm very proud of it because it really takes you back to the 80s. Yeah. For me, that was about that takes you back to the great time, when
because you have the piano, then you have that short guitar solo, brings a melody. Then you have the acoustic part that goes again, and then you have the crescendo on the song. Yeah. That's typical like 80s ballad one-on-one.
Yeah. And a lot of I've been doing some interviews, and a lot of people say to me that in that song you remind me of Joy Tempest, which I have to say it's especially the latest Europe albums are one of my favorites. Meaning the last Europe production, meaning from not the 80s one, but the one when they got reunited. I really like the way they play hard rock. I like the way they play hard rock, and I like his singing very much, because he's the kind of singer who doesn't go for the big screams. He wants the melody. He concentrates on the melodies, and he concentrates on the song. He's always, he wants the chorus to be effective. Yeah. He doesn't want to make you think, oh, he's hitting the highest note possible.
It's about the song, not about showing off how great you are.
Well, that's the summary of this lineup. Meaning, this Tigers lineup is all five of us want to write good songs, and want to write songs that would stand the test of time, and that we would like to play live. That's all it matters. And obviously, we are all experienced, and Francesco can shred, can go fast, and you can tell. But it's always, if you listen to his solos, they're always kind of functional to the songs, functional to enchant the feeling of the song. Then it's never like it's sometimes in hard rock and heavy metal, you hear songs that is a solo, there's a solo, and then all around they built a song just to make the solo be the best part of it. And I get it, but we leave that to people who want to do that.
Yeah.
Tigers, Tigers have always been a song-based band. You remember Tigers not for obviously you remember Tigers for the talent of musicians like John Sykes, like Mickey McChrystal, great guitar. We had the best guitarists ever. But you remember the songs, meaning you remember Only the Brave, you remember Susie Smile, you remember Gangland, you remember the riff, remember the attitude. That's what we want to carry on doing. We want to let the people remember the song and remember the whole band wall of sound.
Yeah,
that's it.
And to wrap it up, we have to settle this debate. As Italian, you have to tell me pineapple pizza, yes or no.
Okay. Okay. Pineapple pizza. Okay, according to Italian standard, is no, but I like it. But I like it with no. I like it because okay, pineapple and ham. It's if you go to there's an Austrian recipe about having pork with pineapple. So there is a tradition of that. The thing that is wrong is that for me the pizza with pineapple and ham should be without tomato because tomato is acid.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work with the pineapple. So if you put the pizza, so the bread, and then you put tomato on top, it doesn't work. It's shit.
Yeah.
But if it's a good pizza bread with nothing on it, and just put ham and pineapple, it could be interesting.
Yeah. And for
the first answer is no.
No. And for Tigers, what are the touring plans now? The album is coming out.
Well, the album is coming out next week. Yes, next week. On the 4th of May, we are playing in Ibiza. We're playing there. It's the first gig. At midnight, we're going to celebrate. The album is coming out. Unfortunately, we were supposed to be playing in England on the 6th, and a very nice festival up north in the north, but it has been cancelled. The Dominion Festival has been cancelled, which is a shame. There was the lineup of the 3 days was fantastic. And but then apart from that, then we're going to be in May. We're going to be in Copenhagen on the 12th. We're going to play on the 12th of May in Copenhagen, the Nordic Noise Festival, which is the Mighty Music Target Festival, and which is apparently almost sold out, which I'm very, very happy about it. Good. And then we're gonna go Sweden and Norway. Just 1 day in Sweden, 1 day in Norway. A very tight schedule, typical as Tigers. Why taking a week out? No, just do everything in 3 days. Like just make it rock and roll. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to be at Rock Imperium in Spain, Alicante. Great. Again, big. 3 days of hot. Fantastic lineup. We're going to play the first day. Yeah. Halloween are going to headline, and we're going to play on the first day on the Friday, I think. And so the whole we're very happy that we are playing quite a lot. We're playing all over Europe. There's just 2 countries. It's Italy and Portugal not included in the list so far, but
we can work on that.
I played only once. We played only once in Portugal.
Yeah,
and it was a hell of a nightmare because we've lost all our luggage.
It was in a festival up there in near Porto, was it?
Yeah. And the guitars didn't show off. They didn't show up, so we had to play with. We have to ask a band to lend us their guitars to play. It was challenging. Yeah. Yeah.
But the show must go on.
Oh. Yeah, so many stories I can tell you.
Well, we'll leave those stories for another time. Jack, thank you very much for your time. All the best for Bloodlines. It's a great record. As I said, some great songs on it. And hope to see you guys in Portugal soon. And all the best for the live shows. And hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm sorry about the delay.
It's all good.
If you need more, but just ask Fernando. If you realize that you're short of and you need more questions, just you can send me an email. I can answer you back if you miss something. I'm absolutely totally available. No problem.
All right. Thank you very much. And
thank you so much for your patience. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.